In this installment, we'll be going over the 12-game Tuesday slate on DraftKings and Fanduel. Let's get into it. Hey, yo! Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your Tuesday night slate on DraftKings and FanDuel, bringing you the top plays all the way from point guard, all the way down to center, giving you the value plays of the night and the lock of the night, all right? Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetSD. Also follow me on TikTok at Chef _D91 as well. If you guys are not currently a subscriber, but are a viewer, go ahead and click that subscribe button right now. We are at 799 if I want to be exact. So we're on that cusp of 800, and then we're in that stretch run going to 1,000. 1K will be the cash giveaway, that 1,000 subscriber, all right? We'll be that lucky person. Now, we're going to deep dive into this Tuesday slate. There's no basketball on Monday, okay? This was pretty much cleared out for the national championship game. I think so. And you got 12 games on Tuesday leading into the stretch run to the playoff play-in game, all right? So we're going to have content on the play-in game. Obviously, don't forget about that. Obviously, content on DFS, content on betting for the play-in games. That's all coming up for this postseason of NBA, but we're going to focus in on Tuesday, that what we got. Starting off at the point guard position, we all have to pay attention to injury report, okay? Things can change at a moment's notice. That is the most important thing you need to do before making a lineup, okay? You have to pay attention to the injury report. Either you use RotoWire, either you use Twitter and use Underdog NBA, or you use Fantasy Labs NBA. All these types of sites are going to help you so you can make the correct lineups, okay? So as of right now, for the point guard, we're going to start off with D'Angelo Russell for Minnesota Timberwolves. I gave you him in the previous video because of his price, under 7,000, and they still brought his price lower. You think for that video where I gave you Russell against Houston, his price would have went up. It went down. It went from 6,700 all the way to 6,400, and another great environment against the Washington Wizards. Washington Wizards have given up in back-to-back games 144 points in both. So I don't care who it is. Stack the whole Minnesota Timberwolves team if you have to. There's just too much possibility for all these guys. Edwards, Russells, and Towns. They got Vanderbilt. They got Bees. They got so many guys on here, and I want to soak up all of the ownership here on that Timberwolves team going against one of the worst defensive teams in the league, in the Washington Wizards. Okay, so 6,400, way too cheap. As long as he's below 7K, we're going to go at him each and every time we see it, okay? Each and every time. Next, at the shooting guard position, we are going to be looking at Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Obviously, I love all the players on the Minnesota side. We have to bring it back with someone, okay? Obviously, higher price, Kristaps Porzingis, that can be an option. But if you're stacking Minnesota, you need someone right in the middle that is providing upside. And Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, yes, he can be up and down, but he has been consistent as of late, taking double-digit shot attempts, okay? 17, 19, 17 to 15 out of the last 4 games. And he's shooting the 3 ball pretty well as well, okay? Poor performance against Boston's defense, but that's understandable, and they got blown out. So that's why you saw 26 fantasy points from Caldwell-Pope in that game. But against Dallas, 13 to 19 with 6 assists for 11 from that 3-point range. That's what you want to see from him. 35 points, 4 rebounds, 44 fantasy points. That was a great performance from him. Against Orlando, 10 to 17 shooting, 5 of 9 from the 3-point strike, and he came through with 38 fantasy points. So you seeing the upside here, only at 5,500, and you seeing a 40 bomb, and you're seeing a 38, and you're seeing another 38, okay? So this is a very cheap option for what should be a very high-scoring affair. Washington is going to have to keep up with Minnesota's scoring ability, and I love Kentavious Caldwell-Pope at the shooting guard position. All right, next we're going to be looking at Dillon Brooks. All right, this one in particular, we're going to have to look at some injury news because of Memphis. They got guys in, they got guys out. We know Ja Morant is out, so the question marks are going to be Desmond Bane. Is going to be Jaren Jackson, Steven Adams, all those type of guys. Tyus Jones. If Tyus Jones is out and Desmond Bane is out, we can really, really key in on Dillon Brooks. If it's just Bane and Brooks, then they play a nice little two-man game right there. So I'm pretty comfortable. As long as Ja Morant is out, then I can go to Dillon Brooks. He's been getting consistency, knocking down shots, 7 of 21, 9 of 17, 9 of 15, 9 of 17, and 11 of 28 against the Phoenix Suns. So he's scoring almost in each and every game over 20 real points. We're looking for him to chip in on assists, rebounds, and then his production can go sky high. So if he's knocking down that jumper, putting in over 20 points, we just need him to fill in some other spots. If Desmond Bane is out, then you see more responsibility with assists and maybe even rebounds as well to chip in and help as a team. But Dillon Brooks at $6,700 is still too cheap as long as Ja Morant is out, all right? So they're going to be leaning on these other guys, okay? So I love Dillon Brooks at the small forward position. Let's go to the power forward. And I've been giving you him in almost every video, and he's been coming through in almost every video. Pokey, Alexei Pokusevski. I don't even know if I said it right. Let me try it again. I know it's Alexei, and then we're gonna say his last name, Pokusevski. That's my boy. All right, Pokusevski came through in the previous video. 36 minutes, 17 points, 1 steal, 1 block, 12 assists, and 10 rebounds. A triple-double from the power forward position. Very, very impressive. I've been keying in on the Thunder value in each and every video. Theo Maledon, Pokusevski, and Isaiah Roby. These three guys have been feeding, okay? They've been feasting with all the minutes, with no leader that they have for the Thunder. He's out, SGA. He's out. So these three guys have really been going off. And now they dropped his price $300 after a triple-double. We're going to go back to that at Pokusevski, okay? Going to the center position, we got a couple centers here. I got like 3 for you. The first one we're going to start off with is Bam Adebayo for the Miami Heat, going up against the Charlotte Hornets. This is one of the key matchups. When you see Hornets, when you see Sacramento Kings, these type of matchups, you look at the center position, all right? Bam Adebayo can go off. As you can see against Sacramento, he had 48 fantasy points against Boston in a very competitive game. He had 49 fantasy points in that game as well. His splits against Charlotte are of 50. He's already played Charlotte 3 times. I could have put this man as a lock, as the thumbnail. He's played Charlotte 3 times already, and he's averaging 50 fantasy points at 7,900. That is way too cheap. 20 real points, 1.7 steals, 2 blocks, 3.3 assists, and almost 15 rebounds a game, okay? This team cannot rebound. Bam Adebayo is too active and too great of a talent to be stopped. So we love him. He is a lock at the center position at a nice middle price at $7,900. You don't have to go to that 10K area. Save some salary, come down and get you a 50 bomb with Bam Adebayo. All right, the next guy we got going on, this is another center position we're going to focus, and that is Jonas Valanciunas. Like I said Charlotte, and I said the Kings. We have the Pelicans going up against the Kings, and Valanciunas has been putting up his double-double streak has finally ended against the Clippers. That was a very poor performance. That's why they got blown out by the Clippers on Sunday. But before that, he was putting together double-doubles each and every game, as you can see on this game log. His current splits against the Kings in 3 games, he's averaging 40 fantasy points at 8,500. That's why he's my second option. This is still a great environment for him to get another big double-double. Hopefully this game stays close enough so he can stay on the court. That's another question mark, but this is a prime matchup for Jonas Valanciunas to bounce back, to get back on his streak of double-doubles against the Sacramento Kings, all right? So I love Jonas Valanciunas at 8,500. We're going to go over to Fanduel and key in on our value plays plus the lock of the night. The first one we got going on is Bones HYLAND right here, the rookie coming off the bench. He's been playing better than Monte Morris as of late, pretty much the whole season. Monte Morris has been okay in the stay of Jamal Murray since he's been out, but Bones HYLAND has been a bright spot for this Denver Nuggets team coming off the bench. This pick has come through and paid dividends, all right? Bones HYLAND at 5,100 on DraftKings. You're looking at his game log. He's putting together solid performances. 22.5 against the Lakers, 33 against Minnesota, 40 against the Pacers, and then 24.75 against the Thunder, all right? This is a value play. Hopefully he goes to that next level. We really want 30 fantasy points from his salary. He can definitely do that in a game environment where you have Denver back at home against a team that could be out without DeJounte Murray. So we possibly have a blowout on hand, and you'll see that second unit come up. Bones HYLAND, Austin Rivers in that group really take over the minutes and put up some fantasy points. So I love him. And then you see the consistency in the last 3 games, 27, 29, and 27 of his minutes on the court, taking a ton of threes as well. 1 of 6, 2 of 12, and 2 of 7. We want a better shooting percentage from that. But if he's knocking those down and he's taking 7 to 10 threes in those games, then you can definitely see his path to 30 plus fantasy points and above. Okay, so I love Bones HYLAND. Next, our second value play that we got going on is Bojan Bogdanovic coming back to the Utah Jazz. This is one of the key players to help support Donovan Mitchell. The Jazz really they have to hit threes. So when they were struggling, that was without Bojan on the court, and obviously they had another injury to one of their better three-point shooters as well. So the Jazz were reeling, all right? They get Bojan Bogdanovic back. We see more consistency from that three-point line because he is one of the top three-point shooters in the league, and he is only $5,000 salary. So he needs to get back to his old price. So that's why we are going to be playing Bojan Bogdanovic on Tuesday right here for Utah. He has $5,000 salary on DraftKings. Came back in his first game in 31 minutes, so you don't have to be worried about minutes. Just need him to get in the flow. He was 6 of 15, 17 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. Mitchell needs Bogdanovic, and the Utah Jazz need Bogdanovic because they were blowing 20-point leads. It was a lot of question marks, but having him back is going to be very key. And you see in his previous games before he was out, he was knocking down 20 plus real points per game, 26, 27, and 21 in some of those games before he got injured, okay? So we love Bogdanovic at $5,000 salary on both sites. The next person we're going to be keying in on is going to be another value play at the center position. That is Andre Drummond, all right? Houston Rockets. That's all I have to say. They're another bad defensive team, okay? They want to run and gun, go up and down the court with their young players, Kevin Porter, Jalen Green, Jason Tate. They got a lot of guys, a lot of young cats that are producing on the offensive end, but there's question marks on the defensive end and rebounding. There's a big mismatch with Andre Drummond going against their rookie center, Sengun, okay? So we're going to attack Drummond. Yet again, we're going to go after that price at $6,700 on FanDuel. But if we're looking at him on DraftKings, he is $6,800. So just $100 difference. And in these minimal minutes that he's producing, man, really is. Look at this fantasy points per game. 33.7 against Miami. 52 against Charlotte. I put him in the video for that one. 35 against Detroit, 28 against Milwaukee, and 31 against Atlanta. We can see another similar situation where he is up for a double-double against the Houston Rockets, who are league worst against the center position, all right? So when you got to key in on these matchups, Andre Drummond's at 6,800. I love him for a double-double on both sides. So you can even do that as a prop bet, all right? Think about that. You can definitely do that as a prop bet as well. And then the lock of the night, we're going to save some salary here for the lock of the night, changing up things a little bit. And we're looking at Anthony Davis. He should be playing for the Lakers on Phoenix, against Phoenix on Tuesday. They're still trying to hope they get into the playing game. I think the time's running out. So they're going to need Anthony Davis, and since he's been back, he's really been a focal point of the offense. So we're going to go to Anthony Davis on DraftKings. He's 7,600 on Fanduel. I think that's an absolute steal. Something very similar to what Towns was in the previous video. And he is 9,000 salary on DraftKings. So he's correctly priced on this one. And since he's been back, he's been putting up big numbers at a very cheap price. So the numbers he's putting up, he should be priced 10,000, 11,000 salary. He had 50 bomb against the Pelicans, 23, 6, and 12. And then against Denver, against Jokic, 28, 2 steals, 3 blocks, 8 assists, and 9 rebounds. Almost a triple-double in that game, but they still fell short. They're going to lean on him in this little stretch run. He's been out for a majority of the season anyway, so that's why I really don't know why this question tag is up. That boy's playing. He should play. So we're going to be looking at Anthony Davis as the lock of the night, especially on FanDuel, at a $1,400 price decrease on that site at power forward. So you can still pay up for the centers or Joel Embiid or anyone else that you want. So those are going to be the plays for Tuesday. Let me know in that comment section down below if you have any other suggestions at point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, value play, or lock of the night. We could definitely discuss that down below, all right? Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessNetJustD. I'll be back with another video very soon. Peace out, guys.